It was very complicated. It took us 2 years to execute that sequence from start to finish, and it was constantly in development in the script phase. And when we shot it, we were constantly assessing the material. I think we executed over the course of the entire shoot period that we had. So we were able to tweak it as we went. Then in post, there's some holes that we found in it and a few more ideas that we had, and we tweaked those with visual effects and some reshoots. And so it was a never-ending process. But for a sequence like that, of that complexity, there's just no way you're going to nail it out of the gate.
Well, we shot it in two places. We shot it in Leipzig and in Atlanta. In Atlanta, we all came out of our trailers, and it was pretty impressive. The costumes are extraordinary, and everybody looked like superheroes and movie stars.
In Germany, we were shooting in a live, active airport. So, there were people trying to make their flights, and we're shooting a movie in the airport. It was insane.
Yeah, that is funny. That is true.
We craft all the fighting styles very individually, and then figure out how they intersect. And our stunt team is amazing. They're very big fans themselves. They treat all these characters very reverentially and try to be very truthful to their history in the comics, but also at the same time finding new places to go in the cinema where we haven't gone before. So it's a really intense part of the process. Joe and I kind of fetishize action, so it's like one of our favorite parts of making the movie was certainly figuring out the fighting styles and how they bang off of each other. One of the most special moments was certainly the day we did a very wide shot where all the superheroes are running at each other, so they were all on set that day.
In costume.
In costume, and you look at, there's a lot of fans on the crew, not just ourselves, so this was a big I think it was very emotionally cathartic for a lot of people that day to see all these characters in one place together. A couple people might have even teared up over it.
It was the first day the Black Panther was in costume.
Yeah, that's
it's
true
such
too, yeah.
a revered character for people growing up. It's such a role model that this is modern mythology, and for them to see that character being interpreted for the first time was an emotional experience.
The weather wasn't our friend. There's
very hot, very like 100% humidity.
And then we get these thunderstorms,
No
and
shade.
lightning storms, and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Were
and
you
then
there for that?
yes, and then we'd have to shut down for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
because the storms pass quickly there. They're gonna pass, but if they come around 4, you're like, well, we might as well wrap for the day. At one point,
put
Paul's
together.
sweat from underneath his mask was dripping onto me, and so that becomes like an actual problem.
it
You don't
starts
want
to
it to be a problem,
starts to
but
mess
it
up
takes
that
time.
About 5 minutes into that 100-degree heat and 100% humidity, everybody looked a lot less like movie stars as the makeup started to drip off and the prosthetics started to fall away, and it was funny. And then they'd start to pass it out.
It was balls hot.
Final warning.
I could do this all day.